Hey, welcome back. This is Jason Walter. Hope everyone can hear me fine. Wanted to go over today this response from the IRS. They actually just released their response to how they're going to be handling the these stimulus checks. And so I want to go over that for you today because there's a lot of questions around this, and the IRS has just responded about how they're going to be handling this and answering a lot of questions that people have. So what I'm going to be going over today is who is eligible for these stimulus checks. How will the IRS send their payment? What happens if the IRS does not have your bank account information? So some people have not filed their 2018 or 19 tax returns, and so the IRS does not have your bank account information. So I'm going to be going over how to get that handled. Also, what happens if you have not filed your tax returns for 2018 or 2019? And then last, how are the stimulus checks, or how long are they going to be available? So I'll go over that here for you today. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. So let's just get right into it. So the State Department and the Treasury Department and the IRS announced today, this is released yesterday. The statement is dated yesterday, but they released it this morning, I believe. So they say that these payments will be made in the next 3 weeks. That's what the Treasury Department and the IRS stated, and they will be distributing these automatically, so you do not need to sign up. So there's no action on your part that you need to do unless you haven't filed your tax returns or you don't have your bank account information with the IRS. So they said, however, some seniors and others who typically do not file returns will need to submit a simple tax return to receive the stimulus payment, and I'll go over that here later in this video. All right, so who is eligible for the economic impact payment? And that's the stimulus checks we're being talking about today. Tax filers with an adjusted gross income, that's AGI. And if you want to know what your AGI is, take a look at your previous tax return and go into Form 1040 and go on to line 8B. That's Form 1040, line 8B. That's really the nuts and bolts of your tax return. That is to get your adjusted gross income or your AGI. So they say here that up to, or tax filers with an AGI up to $75,000 for individuals and up to $150,000 if you're married filing jointly, will receive the full payment. And that's $75,000 for individuals and up to $150,000 if you're married filing jointly. For filers with income above these amounts, the payment amount is reduced by $5 for each $100 above the $75,000 or $150,000 threshold. So we'll reduce it by $5 for each $100 above that. For single filers who have income exceeding $99,000, you're not going to get any payment. Same goes if you are married filing jointly and your income is above $198,000. You're not going to get a check if you have no children. So the dollar amounts for the stimulus checks are as follows. The full payment would be $1,200 for individuals and then $2,400 for married couples. And then parents who have a qualifying child will receive $500 per child. All right, so how will the IRS send your payment? So the vast majority, they say that you do not need to take any action at all. The IRS will calculate it automatically, and then automatically send your payment. So for the people who have filed their 2019 taxes already, the IRS is going to use this information in order to calculate your stimulus check amount. That's for 2019. And that'll be the quickest way. If you already filed your 2019 taxes, you'll get your your stimulus check as fast as possible, assuming you have your bank account information with the IRS. So those who have not filed for 2019, they're going to be using the information from your 2018 taxes in order to calculate the payment. And so that'll be directly deposited into the same bank account that was on your previous return or on your most recent return that was filed. So here's a key question here. A lot of people are asking me is what happens if the IRS does not have your direct deposit information? So if they don't have your bank account information, then what can you do? And this is new guidelines from the IRS here that say that the Treasury plans to develop a web-based portal for individuals to provide their banking account information to the IRS online. And this will allow people to receive their payments immediately or as fast as possible, rather than wait for snail mail and the check to be arrived in the mail, which could take, gosh, weeks or months, right? So you want to get your bank account information online as fast as possible, but they don't have that system up in place yet, but they're going to be developing a web-based portal for that for you. So a lot of people are asking about that. So what if I'm here? I'm going to just ask it, and let me just read the questions here they have on their website. And this is on irs.gov/coronavirus. They have the updates there. Yesterday, I went onto that website. They said, oh, we don't have any information. We don't have a response yet. Went on this morning, and they actually do have the response posted, and this is what I'm reading here to you today. All right, so let's see. So what about, I am not typically required to file a tax return. Can I still receive my payment? So someone who has not and doesn't need to send a tax return, can they still receive their stimulus plan checks? And the answer is yes. People who typically do not file a tax return need to file what they're calling a simple tax return. And so, and this would be for people who are low income taxpayers, senior citizens, people who receive Social Security, and some veterans that normally do not have to file a tax return. So they're saying that you're going to be needing to file a simple tax return. And here's some information about that. So they say that on irs.gov/coronavirus, they will soon provide information instructing people on how to file their 2019 tax return with simple but necessary information, which would include their filing status, their number of dependents, and then their direct deposit bank account information. So they're going to be providing some information for you. Take a look at irs.gov/coronavirus for updates along the way. So they'll provide some more information there for you. All right, so what happens if I have not filed my tax return for 2018 or 2019? Can I still receive an economic impact payment? And the answer, the IRS says yes. You can receive your payment if you have not filed your 2018 or 19 taxes, but the IRS urges anyone who has a tax filing obligation, meaning you owe the IRS money, who has not filed 2018 or 2019 taxes, to file as soon as they can in order to receive the economic impact payment. Taxpayers should include direct deposit banking information on your return. So if you have not filed your tax return in 2018 or 2019, definitely file your taxes as soon as you can, and make sure you include your direct deposit or your banking account information on your return. All right, so here's another question here. I need a tax return. Sorry, I need to file a tax return. How long are the economic impact payments available? So are they going to be going away if you don't file in time? And the answer is they're going to be available throughout the rest of 2020, according to the IRS in their statement posted today. So where can you get more information? Again, go on to the IRS/coronavirus, and don't call the IRS. They're inundated with calls right now. Best to go online and check for updates along the way. So that's it for you today. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment below. What are you going to do with your money once you receive it? And I'm surprised. We'll see if we get it in 3 weeks. People were saying it might take months. Let's hope they send it out in a few weeks. So, what are you going to do with your check? Let me comment below. Please hit the like button. You also can follow me on Instagram. I'm Sacramento Realtor. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.